so today I'm going to be doing a first impression review on the L'Oreal True Match foundation. A lot of you, when I hauled this in my last drugstore haul video, if you haven't seen it, I'll link it down below, you guys said that I should have tried the L'Oreal True Match Lumi version because it's a little bit more dewy or hydrating or whatever, and I didn't get that one because it was on sale for $21.99, whereas this was $10.99, so I was like, I'm going for the cheaper one because I think $21.99 is a little absurd for a drugstore foundation price, so I'm going to be reviewing this one. I am going to be using my beauty blender with it because I think that this just gives the most perfect flawless slash slightly dewy skin finish look to a foundation, so let's get started. I bought the shade W2 Light Ivory. As a first little impression thing, first thought, I don't like that this doesn't have a pump, because this is going to be super annoying to use and I'll probably end up using too much. But I'm just going to take a little dollop onto the back of my hand, and then I'm going to take my finger and just rub this out. Let's not get it into the hair, Lana. Put a bit onto the face. It feels super light and it's quite a thin consistency. So let's see, I'm going to blend this in with the Beauty Blender. So one thing I'll compare it to is when I blend in my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, it doesn't highlight any of my pores, but this one automatically, when I blend it in, is sitting on top of my pores. And it's definitely a very light coverage foundation. But we'll see if we can layer it up. We'll see how the first layer looks. But on camera, it definitely is showing a lot of nice coverage. But in person, it's not covering a whole lot. So yeah, right now, after I've blended in that first layer, it is definitely sitting on top of my dry patches, just along my chin and around my mouth, and then a little bit on my nose too. Like, I can just see it. It doesn't blend into the skin completely, but I'll go in and do another light little layer. I'm just dipping my beauty blender into the pile on my hand, and I'm just gonna go over top of the areas on my face that need a little bit more coverage. Okay, so this is the foundation applied. I will definitely need to go in with concealer and even maybe using the concealer on the red patches on my chin. I can tell that I'm not going to get along with this foundation because it is totally clinging to all of my dry patches. My nose already looks like a flaky mess, so that's not such a good thing. And it's definitely like enhancing the fine lines. Like my under eye, when I applied that foundation, I suddenly looked a lot more tired than I was feeling. So it has a nice overall look to it. Like, it's definitely a satiny finish. It's not as hydrating as I would have expected it to be. But yeah, I'm going to go in with the rest of my concealer and face, and then I'll be back to you to see how everything applied over top of it. Okay, so I went and finished the rest of my face. I used the Bobbi Brown Corrector under my eyes, MAC Moisturecover Concealer. I used my MAC Sculpting Powder, Tarte Exposed Blush, Body Shop Honey Bronzer, MAC Pearl Cream Color Base. I used my new L'Oreal Quad and Dior Incognito lipstick. When I first went in to apply the concealer over top of the foundation, it was clinging everywhere, like dry, flaky spots everywhere. But then once I blended everything in fully and then used my Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray, yes, I did repurchase it and life is complete, it definitely soaked into the skin. Just wait a few minutes. It looked really terrifying on my skin at first and sat on top of all my dry spots, and I was like, I don't think I can continue, but I gave it a few more minutes. I let it soak in, and then now it has all blended nicely. Yeah, I really like it. I think it'll be a foundation that I would go to more in the summer when it's a little bit less dry outside and when my skin is less dry, because it did sit on my dry spots really badly. We will see how it lasts for the rest of the day. I'm going to go to work tonight, and I will check back with you when it's a little bit more dark outside, and I will let you know how it wore throughout the day. But for right now, I like how it's looking. I will check back with you in a few hours. Hey guys, so it's now 11:30 and I just got home from work. I put the foundation on at around noon, which means that it has been over 11 hours of this stuff on, and you know what, besides the fact that I am tired as can be from work, it lasted really, really well. I don't have any like flaking spots. My chin is a little bit, but that's just because I touch my chin a lot, so it rubs off and gets red. But as far as my face goes, it actually held up so well. I am very impressed. This held up better than my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, which normally by the end of the night, it's almost like it's falling off your face. Like if it happens to you, then you'll know what I mean by that. But this one didn't do that at all. It lasted super well, so I was actually really impressed with this foundation. Really good for work nights when you're going to be sweating and you know your face will be producing a lot of oils. I think on a day-to-day basis I wouldn't use it, but it was a really good and long-lasting foundation. I think it would be perfect for like normal skin or slightly oily, not necessarily for dry skin. So if you have dry skin, I wouldn't recommend this, but overall it was a really good foundation. It was $10. I'm super impressed with it. That's my first impression on this foundation, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick little review video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.